Hello friends, welcome to another edition of Wisdom for Winning podcast. Now, today we continue our series on the laws that govern business and enterprise development. In today's law, it simply states this: it's never as bad as it looks. People always exaggerate. I'll say that again. People always exaggerate in the marketplace. It's never as bad as it looks. You need to understand that when people talk to you in business, people you are dealing with, you want to go into a particular kind of business, number one, people talk to you out of their own prejudice and preconception. It's almost like somebody saying, I want to do a business, I want to go and start a business in South Africa. And somebody will say, oh, don't go there. There's too much violence in South Africa. But the truth is, that person is speaking out of their experience. I remember I was flying, from I think it was from Paris, through one of the private airports, some months ago, and the lady, the concierge there, looked at me because I had a lapel that had a Nigerian flag, and she said, "Oh, you're a Nigerian?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, I was due to go to Nigeria last summer." I said, "What happened?" He said, "My friends advised me not to go because there's too much violence in Nigeria." And I told him, I said, "Where were you planning to go?" She said, "Lagos." Then I told her, I said, "You should have gone. Don't listen to the news. It's never as bad as people say it is." It's important that you understand that people will always feed you information in the marketplace based on their own level of understanding and possibly based on their own experience, but their experience may not be typical of the experiences of most people. I mean, for example, I know people who've since all their lives in Nigeria have never been a victim of any crime whatsoever. So it's important for you to understand that when you are dealing with people in the marketplace, don't take their words as gospel. They are not, many of them are not believers, so they don't see what you see. They don't have the blessed assurance that you have. As a result, they will express fear to you. They will express their prejudice to you. And sometimes they even express their sentiment out of jealousy. For example, they might want to go into that area of business and they feel the only way for you not to go into it is to discourage you from going into it. All I'm simply telling you is, become like a Berean believer. Do your homework. Do your due diligence in the marketplace. Don't take people's word for it. People exaggerate a lot in the marketplace. They exaggerate. There's something you need, they cannot do it, but they tell you they can do it. And then you give them the contract, you run into all kinds of difficulty. So the key lesson for today is, don't take people's word as gospel in the marketplace. Do your own work, do your own independent fact finding about anything you are told. Read up, study up, call people, seek references. Don't just take people's word for it. That's why anybody that wants to employ anyone these days, take references from previous employers. Why? Nobody applying for a job will tell you, I always come late, I always take sick leave, I'm useless at what I do. Nobody will say that at an interview. They will tell you they are the best things in sliced bread. What do? You seek an independent verification or corroboration. So you seek references from their previous employers to see whether what they've told you is true. And sometimes it is true, and sometimes from the previous employer, you discover that that is not a person you should employ at all. So that's exactly what I'm saying here. Don't take people's word for it in the marketplace without doing your own independent verification. It's never as bad as they say it is. Don't take people's word for it in the marketplace. Take it on face value, but do your own independent verification to find out whether what they have said is true or not. The fact you will find will actually put you on top, because the more you know about the factors that you're dealing with in the marketplace, the more in control you will be. For example, one of the training given to secret agents and those who are in the security field is that whenever they enter a new environment, either a new hall, a new compound, within the first 2 minutes, what they are trained to do is to look for things like escape routes. They look for things like vulnerabilities, how intruders can enter. So for the first 2-3 minutes of entering a new environment, they are taking in all the things they may need. They may never need it during that visit, but should anything happen, in their mind, they know where the exit is. From their mind, they know where the low fence is. They know which doors they need to go through. So they are aware of their surroundings, is what I'm saying. As a believer operating in the marketplace, you need to be aware that when people tell you things, many times they lie. I'm not saying everybody lies. I'm saying many times they lie. And sometimes people lie unwittingly. So it's not necessarily intentional lies, but it's important that you verify facts yourself. Oh, you want to go and do business in, in Shasha, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. For some tell you, oh, they are fighting there, don't go there. But I know people who are going there who are making money. So maybe what you should do is find out for yourself, rather than take somebody else's word for it, or based on their experience. The last thing I want to say about this is, factors are constantly changing. If somebody went to a country 6 months ago, a city 6 months ago, and experienced a particular difficulty, that city could be changed beyond recognition 6 months later. So when they are talking to you, they are talking based on their previous experience, which the current circumstance in the city may not reflect. So it's important, and it works the other way too. A city could be safe 6 months ago and no longer safe 6 months later. So whatever it is, verify independently. Don't take people's word for it. People exaggerate in the marketplace. So that if you follow this rule, you stand a better chance of not being exploited or taken advantage of, or making silly mistakes that will detract from the success of your business in the marketplace. So that's it for today. Until I come your way again, God bless you and keep winning.